This is New York Knicks Now by Chat Sports, and I am your host, Marshall Green. Appreciate everybody for rolling in as we go over my biggest X factor for the Knicks in the 2025 campaign, and that's our guy, Pacome Dadiet. Look, I could have said Josh Hart, I could have said Miles McBride or Gershon Yabusele or even a guy like Jordan Clarkson, but I wanted to talk about Dadiet today, a player that you drafted in the first round of the 2024 NBA draft. And this is a guy that showed some life, I thought, in the 2025 Summer League for the New York Knicks. There were also some games and some moments in the G League for the Westchester Knicks where I thought Dadiet showed that he could maybe be a player down the road that could contribute to winning for a team like the Knicks that's trying to win the NBA Finals. At 20 years old, he is not even scratching the surface of who he is going to be in his prime. But a player that was selected at the back end of round one, entering year two, you're hoping that you can see some return on investment on that pick. And when you take a look at the Knicks depth chart and you talk about things that they need, things that they lack, things that if X happens, that would help this team. You got two really good wings in Mikal Bridges and OG Anunoby. Josh Hart's a good wing. He's just a little bit undersized. He's built like a guard, plays like a power forward. You don't really have that third wing to come off the bench. Like Clarkson is a guard. McBride, he's built like a guard, plays like a wing, so it doesn't really count there. Yabusele is a power forward, and Ariel Hukporti is a center. So you could use a guy off the bench like Dadiet at 6'8" plus, has some athleticism, and be able to contribute off the bench in a way on offense. We saw in the G League, he was able to show he could get hot from downtown. We saw the jump shot. The jump shot looks good. He's a really good backdoor cutter as well, and the defensive versatility is something that I think is going to grow and grow as he gets older in this league. He's built like an NBA wing. Some things I see in him. He's got legit size. 6'8", north of 215 pounds, and he's got a plus wingspan as well at 6'9". He flashed his finishing ability in the Summer League. We know this is a guy that could shoot the ball. He can create his own shot a little bit, can play off the catch. But I thought him getting out in transition, running, finishing around the rim, playing a downhill brand of basketball was encouraging. The shot form is clean as well. It's easy. It's repeatable. There's no hitch. He's ready to catch and spray as soon as he gets the ball in his spot. And the defensive IQ is something that flashed for me back in the 2024 Summer League. That was the thing that I thought was most impressive about his game in 2024. But he returned in the 2025 Summer League, and the scoring was on display a little bit more. The three-point percentage wasn't great. 25%, only played in 2 games in the Summer League, did have that injury. Sounds like he's fully healed from that. But he averaged 12 points per game. He did have one game where he popped off a little bit. Shot nearly 46% from the field. So even though the outside shot wasn't falling, he was able to consistently be efficient at putting the ball in the basket, and he was doing it on good volume from 4.0 three-pointers attempted per night. And we saw in the G League, even though the three-point percentage was there, he was able to get those shots off. And there were a couple of games where he was on fire from downtown. So he's got to be more consistent from beyond the arc, but still average 14 points per game, nearly 5.5 rebounds per game. The efficiency, it needs to improve. We know that. He's just a young kid. Just turned 20 years old a couple of days ago. But if maybe in 7 months, 8 months, we're pushing towards the playoffs, I'm not talking about Dadiet being a guy that's going to come and play 20, 25, 30 minutes per night. But can you be a guy that plays 8 to 12, 13, 14 minutes per night and can be a guy that can get the ball in transition in this new Mike Brown system where he wants to push the pace. He wants to play in the open court. There's more player movement and ball movement in the half court. Can that be something that raises the floor of what Pacome Dadiet can give you in 2025? If so, that would be a major boost to this team. I love the addition of Clarkson. I love the addition of Yabusele. You still need a scoring wing off the bench, and hopefully Dadiet can be that. He was picked in the first round. It's year 2. I would like to see some improvement. I thought this quote, we've talked about it before on the show, from Fred Katz, who covers the NBA and the Knicks at large at The Athletic. He has his own podcast called the Cats and Shoot Podcast. Go check that out. It is awesome. He said this a couple of weeks ago, saying, I talk to people with the Knicks, and they tell me in practice settings, internal metrics, Pacome Dadiet's shooting percentages are insanely good. Might mean nothing, but Deuce McBride, when he was shooting 30% from downtown, these exact metrics he had were some of the best on the team. So the behind-the-scenes work that Deuce McBride was doing that caught the eyes of the Tom Thibodeau-led coaching staff and analytics staff, that was able to later turn into results on the basketball court. Deuce came into this league and he couldn't make a shot. I remember doing watch parties in his rookie year in 2021 and 2022. And whenever he made a shot, we made a big deal of it. Deuce with a deuce, because he never put the ball in the basket. He went from 29.6% from the field to 35.8% to the field. And then back in the 2023-2024 season, he exploded as a player. Shot above 41% from three. Shot 45.2% from the field. This past year, those regressed a little bit, down to almost 40.5% and just a tear under 37%. But shoot, if you told me that Dadiet was going to average what Deuce did last year, we would all be absolutely pumped up about it. So I like that the Knicks have these metrics behind the scenes at the Westchester practice facility that have already proven to prove out results later down the line with Deuce McBride. Can that now be the same thing with Pacome Dadiet? That would be awesome. We need that. Like if Dadiet contribute this year, that's big. Again, I'm not saying major minutes. You have your bench rotation of McBride and Clarkson and most likely Hart with Yabusele. That's already 9 players. Huck Porty's probably going to play a little bit. I don't know how deep in the rotation Mike Brown is, but it would be really nice if Dadiet gave a reason for Brown to play him. The more good players you have, that's a good problem to have. And hopefully Dadiet could be a player maybe in February and March that can contribute in some way for the New York Knicks. Do you think he should be in the rotation? That's my question for you guys on today's show. Do you think that Pacome Dadiet should be in the Knicks rotation? It's already deep. We talked about it being 9, 10. Dadiet may be 11. I want to hear from you in the comment section. If you think he should, type Y for yes. If not, type N for no. Game on. Week 1 starts now, and every touchdown brings you closer to a payout with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. This isn't just football. It's first touchdown fireworks, anytime TD rushes, and live bets that ride every momentum shift. At DraftKings, every play is your next shot to win. New customers, this one's for you. Bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets instantly. Plus, grab over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. Your season starts now. Download the DraftKings Sports app and use code NICKSCHAT. That's code NICKSCHAT to get $300 in bonus bets instantly when you place your first bet of $5 or more, plus over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort Kansas, fees may apply in Illinois. 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. NFL Sunday Ticket offer for new subscribers only and auto renews until canceled. Digital games and commercial use excluded. Restrictions apply. Additional NFL Sunday Ticket terms at youtube.com/go/NFL Sunday Ticket/terms. Limited time offer. Here's my can't lose parlay for week 1. I got the Giants winning money line against the Washington Commanders. I got Malik Neighbors getting in the end zone anytime touchdown score. I'm going to take the Dolphins to go and beat the Indianapolis Colts. And I also got the lock of all locks, Daniel Jones under on his passing yards. This parlay is plus 2150. So if you put $10 on it, you win $225. Shout out to DraftKings. We appreciate you. Alrighty, I kind of want to transition here a little bit. There's been a lot of chatter about what are the New York Knicks going to do at the tail end of their roster. Because they do still have one veteran minimum contract to use. And I went through all of the interwebs and stories out there and all the players that have been linked to the New York Knicks as of late. And maybe this guy doesn't matter and Dadiet could just take their spot in the rotation. But I do think they signed a veteran. I don't know when it happens, but you have to have 14 players on this team. And right now, they just do not. Let's start with Russell Westbrook. There's a report coming out the other day that Russell Westbrook will not sign for a cheap contract. He wants to get paid. And obviously, I don't think he's going to get a lot of money. I don't think he's expecting to get a lot of money. But it doesn't sound like a veteran minimum deal is going to get it done for him, which most likely means that Westbrook to the Knicks is not going to happen. There's some things that I would have liked for Westbrook to be here. But overall, I don't mind the idea of passing on him, and we don't really have the money to go and get him. And it's real no skin off my back. I think there's better options out there. Ben Simmons has been the player that has been linked to the Knicks over and over and over again. And I'm tired of talking about Ben Simmons, and I'm sure that you all are tired of hearing about Ben Simmons. Look, he's versatile. He plays defense. He provides a skill set that you don't have. If you want to come play here for the veteran minimum, let's do it. But I'm not just dying for Ben Simmons to be a Knick. I also think there could be some problems with Ben Simmons being here. If you're going to be signed to that 14th roster spot, you have to be okay with not playing every single night. Is Ben Simmons in that boat? I don't know. My biggest hope and dream is Malik Beasley. Maybe he should just bet on himself this time and take a low-cost deal and rehab his value. Sounds like there's more money to be made for Beasley out there. It's been about a week or so since we've heard that he has been cleared from his investigation and he's able to sign with the team now. That's my dream. Malik Beasley. Go and get him. Leon, do what you got to do. I just don't know if it's going to happen. Landry Shamet's also a player that I would like for the New York Knicks to go out and re-sign. I like Shamet. He got really hot at the end of the year. That shoulder injury at the beginning kind of slowed down his progression with the Knicks. He was really a bad shooter the first half of his tenure with the Knicks. Just wasn't able to bounce back from that injury. But once he got healthy, he was shooting 40+% from three. He caught fire in that Game 6 loss to the Indiana Pacers in the Eastern Conference Finals. Didn't really matter, but a guy that is, one, liked in the locker room, two, meshes well with the culture, and three, understands his role. And he fights on defense, and he's able to shoot the ball. I'll take that. And if it's not Landry Shamet, I'm okay with DeLon Wright coming back as well. I saw a TikTok. I feel so young saying that. I saw a TikTok the other day where DeLon Wright was stopped in the street by some interviewer, and he said, I want to go back to the Knicks. And I'm okay with DeLon Wright coming back. We showed you the depth chart for the Knicks earlier. You got Jalen Brunson. And outside of that, there's just question marks at the point guard spot for me. McBride's not a point guard, in my opinion. Jordan Clarkson is a scoring guard. And is Tyler Kolek ready to play? Don't forget, when Brunson got hurt last year, DeLon Wright filled in a pretty admirable way. They won some games when he started. Loved the defensive intensity. Again, similar things I said about Shamet. Liked in the locker room. Knows his role. Knows the culture. I'd be okay with that. Malcolm Brogdon is another player that I'm interested in as well. Former sixth man of the year for the Boston Celtics. The Knicks have been linked to Brogdon for God knows how long. But I heard today that they are still potentially interested in him. If you want a scoring guard off the bench that has playoff experience, is a veteran, he's your guy. But it's Malcolm Brogdon at, 31, 32 years old, ready to be collecting some DNPs every night? I'm not so sure. It's the 14th roster spot. It's the final veteran minimum deal. How much are they going to move the needle? I don't know. I'd like to get a player that helps, but I'm also okay with maybe just signing back to DeLon Wright or Landry Shamet, and let's try to maybe build up some of the young guys. I'll ask you, what player do you want the Knicks to sign? Sound off for me in the comments section. And make sure you are following me on social media. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram, @MarshallGreen_. Give me a follow, and let's go Knicks.